much, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our permanent new home here in the green heart of England land. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can I just say, it's not so much green as inconvenient.
Why is it inconvenient?
Well, Jeremy, how would you like to tell the ladies and gentlemen why you decided to put our tent precisely here?
It is exactly here because this spot is exactly halfway between May's house and Hammond's house. So there is no squabbling over who had the longest commute.
Yes, but your house is just over there. I could see it. Just there.
I haven't got a house. You may remember you blew it up.
Oh, all right, your backup house.
Yeah, your spare house is just there.
Let's not get bogged down with whose house is the nearest.
It's yours. Definitely yours. Is that your cat?
The point is...
Oh, hang on, Jezza, you've got a parcel. No, I can tell there's a man putting one of those I can't be asked to ring the doorbell cards through the letterbox.
The tent is located here, yes, but this is still very much the Grand Tour. The globe is still our playground, as you will see from this short clip of what's coming up over the next 11 weeks. Okay, it's time now, and nobody's ever said this on a car show before. Save the world.
Morning, shoppers.
Oh, my giddy aunt. Holy shit.
Here they come.
Oh, here we go again.
Get out of the way, get out of the way, I'm in a race.
I got up this morning too late to go to work.
Extending fuel nozzle.
We are pumping gas!
Have we got to drive up there?
Fire service is now available in your area.
Charge!
I'm better than him.
Bollocks.
You're gonna have to work a bit harder, Jaguar!
We've been busy. We have been very busy. Anyway, that is all to come. This, however, is now, and we have an important job to do, an important question to answer. Which is better, the past, the present, or the future? By which I mean, which is better, petrol power, hybrid power, or electrical power?
Now, to do this, we are going to use the Lamborghini Aventador S, which has a petrol engine and is therefore from the pages of ancient history. And that will be driven by our resident Neanderthal. Representing the present day, we have the Honda NSX, which is a modern hybrid, and that obviously will be driven by somebody crisp and contemporary. Me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I shall be driving something from the future, an all-electric supercar from Croatia.
I know how that ends.
Yeah. Yeah. And while we're on... And while we are on the subject of me, I decided to take charge of where we would do this test. I'm tired of these two picking places that I don't like or understand, which is why this week the Grand Tour is off to Switzerland. Well, here it is, the Rimac Concept 1. The world's first electric supercar. We're off. Time to play. Oh my God! Oh, for God's sake! Try it now. Are you ready? It's amazing. At least it was until they turned up. Listen to that.
Look, everything was better in the past. Christopher Wren was a better architect than those numpties you see on Grand Designs. Bob Seger could belt out a better tune than Justin Bieber. And this Lamborghini is better than Hammond's Lady Shaver. It just is, in every way. God, that looks tricky. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, the present is best. Everything in the world now is better than it was a minute ago. And everything in the world now is better than it's going to be in another minute, because we don't know what that is yet. It might be the nuclear holocaust. Humankind can only live in the present, and that's why you need a Honda NSX, okay? No! Right then, let's go. Corvette is by far the cleverest of the three cars here because of its dual powertrain. It has the dependability, the availability of fossil fuels and the magic and helpfulness, if you like, of electricity. It's a hybrid, and it really is rather brilliant.
They probably think this is some sort of Eastern European electric milk float in a supercar suit. Well, they're wrong. Very wrong.
I can see that, and I know it's very fast. But I also know it can't do this. I know it looks like the three of us are just clowning around in some supercars on a lovely, lovely day on a beautiful bit of road. But this is important work. It is. It is.
Bloody idiot. Communist. Thank you.
Away! Rubbish!
To prove its important work, we decided to pull over and start acting like important car journalists.
You may mock the idea of a Croatian supercar, but Rimac is already working with Koenigsegg and Aston Martin on their battery tech. It's a serious company, so serious that they make nearly every bit of this car themselves. Sat-nav, switchgear, headlamps, all in-house.
Apart from the leather, if you go for that, which is Bulgarian.
Oh, I love Bulgarian leather.
It's my favourite. But anyway, the reason I like the Aventador most is because it defines the supercar. It wasn't designed to do 1 billion round Brands Hatch. It was designed to do 9 on Knightsbridge. It was designed to make people go, wow, and it does. If you want to go fast, buy a Ferrari.
Or a Rimac.
And that's for shaving your legs, if you're a lady.
I love the Lamborghini as well, the styling especially, it's fantastic, but you know that the sort of time and thought that Lamborghini put into that, Honda put into things that they thought were important, like making a new type of steel section for that pillar so it can be smaller, so you can see out better, 10 radiators to cool the drivetrain, and lots of other stuff that make modern technology simple to use.
I just don't like it.
Well, how is that relevant? I'm talking about it, and I
don't
like it.
I
So you're wrong.
I wanted to like it, but I don't.
You're redundant.
I didn't like. I really wanted to like it. I've been 10 years looking forward to it. I wanted to like it. I got in it. I didn't like
But
it.
it doesn't matter because I do.
You are
No,
wrong.
I'm not wrong. I do.
Eventually, we stopped arguing and set off. Sadly, however, things took a turn for the worse when we arrived at the hotel that Hammond had booked.
What?
Hammond, what is a wellness retreat?
One of these.
More specifically, hang on, it said Swiss Natural Detox.
Yes.
What is that?
It's handy for where we need to be.
Can we get a drink here?
No.
Are you serious?
Yes?
Do you realise that could result in your death?
Could.
Yes.
Sorry, Will, what are you thinking of? Why?
Well, it's convenient. It's near many things
Well,
I
it's
want
the
to be
only
near.
hotel.
Do they do colonic here?
Yes?
Would you like to know what colonic feels like?
The new electric version.
Do they
it's very
really do
modern.
colonic here?
You might feel better for it.
I won't feel better
You'll
for
thank
it.
me for it in a bit.
Would you like a glass of water, James, and some kale?
Oh, yes, that's what I always have for supper.
Over dinner that night, the mood was dark. How long are we here for?
4 days.
4 days?
I've got a lot of things planned.
Yeah, but we're going to starve to death, Hammond.
No, you won't. Listen, what this is tough love. Well, not love for you two, but it's what you need. It's tougher hate than usual is what I'm giving you. I'm taking you in hand and for both of your sakes, turning you around, turning over a new leaf. I actually think James is looking better already. Look at him. He's got a healthy glow.
He isn't looking better, he's looking angrier.
You're going to look a lot worse in a minute, I can guarantee that.
Look at the view. Look at that. Look at that.
You can't eat that.
Our first outing was to a museum in the nearby city of Lucerne.
I didn't get that.
Go.
Hang on a minute. You're not right, you know that, don't you?
Look at that for a tiny line. Oh yeah, coming back. That night over dinner, the mood was even darker. And the following day, it didn't improve, because Hammond made us go on exactly the same route as he had the day before. And after Hammond had plugged his car into the same charging point, we went off to look at that day's underwhelming attraction, the Museum of Chess.
Boom! I win!
He doesn't even know how to play, does he? And then the penny dropped.
Hammond, what are we doing tomorrow?
Going to a pencil museum.
Is the Pencil Museum in the same town as this museum?
Yes.
Do you keep bringing us to this town because it's the only one within 100 miles of our wellness centre where there is a fast charging point for your car?
Yes.
So, that night, after another plate of weeds, James and I sacked Hammond as team leader and came up with our own schedule. Right, we found an airfield and now we're going to have a drag race, which is a lot more interesting than going to a museum.
I thought he'd like museums. I mean, he's driving one.
Track, check, traction, yes.
I put it in launch, which sets the rear two engines in the first of their two gears. The front two engines only have one gear. I do not know how that works. Why doesn't the car stretch or overtake itself?
The simple fact of the matter is that because this car has no electrical gubbins, it is, despite appearances, the lightest car here. And it has 730 horsepower. So allow me, please, to demonstrate that you can't beat old-time rock and roll. Thrust mode.
3, 2, 1. Oh.
That looks very good. That makes it better. Oh.
That Rimac just off.
If that is the future, I am so ready. Oh! Oh!
I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything move as quickly as that. Not with number plates. Annoyed that my dinosaur had been humiliated, I decided to show Hammond that it still has enough power to kickstart a dying star. Yes! That's what Lamborghinis are all about.
Go. Oh my word.
Sitrep, the entire tyre has been consumed by the heart of the monster.
It has.
Do you know the thing was? The tyre pressure warning light came on.
What could that have meant?
Well, it meant that on this, it was specifically telling me there was a problem with this tyre. So I ignored it.
Yes. It's a good job you're not an airline pilot.
Yes. However, we'll get it fixed. And then, actually, we got to find a track. And
you
then
won't-
I
no,
will
no,
be
no,
able to
no,
thrash
no,
you.
mate,
What do you mean,
no,
no?
no.
You won't find a track in Switzerland, will you? Because motor racing is banned.
What do you mean banned?
No, it is. 1955, there was an accident in France at Le Mans. The Swiss banned motorsport. It's still banned today.
We can think of something else. Something that requires 4 tyres.
Oh, God, I tell you what, though, it does mean another night in his hotel.
And you're going to drive there on a space saver.
No, I know something we can do.
What?
There's plenty to occupy us at the hotel.
Well,
Come on.
not supper. That
That
only
may take a
occupies you
while
for-
because I'm going on a bicycle.
Ow! Jesus! The thing that they banned was that Because in the famous Le Mans crash, cars crashed into each other into the ground, but that can't happen in a hill climb. So would they allow stuff against the clock?
I don't know, because I've got a tube up my arse.
Come on, think, Clarkson.
I think you can do hill climbing in Switzerland, but I don't know for sure, because I've got a tube up my arse.
Right. Okay, but that's a start. Let's see if we can find out. Out! Ah!
After a bit of digging around, James discovered there was a Swiss hill climb event on that weekend. And it was only 200 miles from our hotel. Which was fine, for some of us. At this speed, 6 of my 12 cylinders are shut down. They're not using any fuel at all, so I could probably do 400 miles on the fuel I have. Just check on James. James, are you able to make the hill climb event 200 miles away?
Let me just have a look. Yes, I am.
Well, how do you know with that fuel gauge?
I can't be bothered.
It's not straight, is it? Admit it.
Happy piling the motorway miles on your precious cars, are you? Good.
Why is there somebody talking to us from a van, James?
It's a lorry.
Hey, Hammond, I don't know where you are, but there's a really remarkable-looking futuristic car on the back of a truck. Must just be a mock-up, I suppose, otherwise it would be being driven.
Yeah, you pile the miles on, enjoy yourself.
After leaving the van driver far behind, James and I arrived at what's almost certainly the most beautiful hill climb event in the world.
What? All good for you. Oh, yeah. It's the van driver.
Well, he won't have the energy to drive up the hill.
What?
He won't have the energy to drive up the hill.
Here I am, car rested, ready and fully charged.
Breakfast, actual food, brown food.
Yeah. Well, professional racers do carb load, don't they, before races?
Like,
So you're sort of
like
going...
all athletes, carb load.
Yeah,
They don't lettuce load.
As I walked over, I saw you two and thought, athletes.
Shut up, Howard.
With the practice session complete, it was time to go against the clock. And for me, this was a problem. Because the rules said that in timed runs, I had to wear a helmet. No. No. Right, well, I can either drive like this with a helmet on, or... what the hell are we going to do? It was time to break out my genius. Lamborghini's got one of their test drivers here. He's about this big. What's your name?
Giacomo.
Giacomo.
Giacomo is the Italian name.
Giacomo.
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 Whatever. Don't worry, you look exactly like me. I'll tilt that camera down, it'll make you look taller. Be fine with a crash helmet on.
Yep.
Curly hair, same as me. But you've got to sound like me.
All right.
So, Hammond, you idiot. Say that. Hammond, you idiot.
Hammond, you idiot.
You idiot.
You idiot.
Exactly, because he always is an idiot, so you can always drop that in. It's a useful phrase. The
Hammond,
other
you
one is, this is the fastest car, pause, in the world.
This is fastest car, pause, in the world.
Say it.
This is the fastest car, pause, in the world.
With all that sorted out, James took his place on the start line.
This is the big one. Go.
sorry I didn't say anything. That was my concentrating face. That's the most I've concentrated for 5 years.
Then it was my turn.
Hammond, you okay, Dion? This is the fastest car boat in the world.
With an astonishing time on the score sheet, Hammond had it all to do, and we decided to give him some encouragement. Hammond,
Yeah.
really, really big crowds here today, as you can see.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they know you're going to break the record here.
Well,
Fif- 54 seconds.
54.
Well, come on, you're at 1,200 horsepower. You've been practicing all morning.
Yeah, actually, it is the most powerful car here by some margin.
Well, I can't promise to.
It's the fastest car
win.
I've ever seen. Look at it this way. The whole of Croatia is watching this, knowing that you're going to do it for them.
In 52 seconds' time, you're going to be whatever the equivalent of a hero of the Soviet Union is, but in modern-day Croatia. They'll have a
And
name
not
for
just
it.
Croatia,
But no,
it's the whole
spreading out.
Eastern European region.
Yeah.
You have got a lot riding on your shoulders, Richard Hammond. A lot.
You will be on a coin.
Thank you,
Indeed.
guys.
His face will be on a coin.
Or a stamp.
Oh, I'm quite nervous. I'm suddenly nervous. Okay, here we go. Give me your best shot, Rich. Yeah. Watch this. Begin. I'm quite nervous.
Come on, keep going. Come on, this is it. Go, go, go.
Right, I have the times here. Are you ready? Representing the present day. The Honda NSX did it in 1:20.4. Okay? Representing the past, the Lamborghini Aventador did it in 1 minute 10.4. And this is the big one representing the future. The Rimac did it in 1 minute 14.7.
Yes! I am the winner. I am victorious.
Wait a minute!
The past.
You weren't even driving the bloody car.
Well, you were driving your car and you crashed it.
Yes, but I crashed after the finishing line, like a professional.
Hammond, when was the last time you went home after work not in an air ambulance?
When was the last time you took your own clothes off at night rather than have a paramedic cut them off in a field?
Now, hang on a minute.
You crashed after the finishing line, so our cameras weren't there. We had to get that clip from YouTube. That is not professional. That is selfish.
Look,
It is.
I just don't know how it happened.
We
We
do.
do.
We know exactly how it happened. History has taught us you can't drive in a straight line. And now we've seen you can't drive around a corner either.
Do you know what's a really remarkable thing about that crash?
What?
That car continued to catch fire 5 days after it happened.
What? Bursting into...
Yeah, spontaneously bursting into flames. And the reason is the accident damaged one of the cells in the lithium-ion battery. That causes a short circuit, it catches fire. But then that damages the next cell, so that one catches fire. And so it goes on. There are 8,000 cells in that thing.
So it's like a chain reaction. What do they call it?
Yeah, chain reaction. It's called thermal runaways. Bang, 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 and so it goes on.
I was all right. Thank you. I mean, it's relevant. Okay.
We don't care in any way. It's time to end the programme with a conclusion to our very thorough test. And it's this. The future is very fast and extremely quiet, but a bit burny. And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.